Hello guys, it is about 7:45 in the morning. My first batch of groceries have arrived. So this is like part 3 of my pantry rebuild and stock up. Since I've moved into a new place, I've sort of got to reset myself. So this is a smaller shop and I have my bigger shop coming today. I have, yes, a two-parter. I have managed to find a butcher with really good prices. Sorry vegans, sorry vegetarians, that video is not going to be for you. Trigger warning ahead of time. That delivers. And it only cost me $6 for the delivery. The only thing is I've got to be home all day, which is fine because I'm always at home. So this is my part 1, which is my Woolies delivery. And I did a little hand shop yesterday for fruit and veg from Aldi because I had some better prices for fruit and veg. I didn't buy much, but you know, you save where you can save, right? So I'm just going to show you what I've bought for part of my bulk shop for my freezer. Little bit of a weekly stock up on stuff. Don't have to buy much because I have pre-shopped in the last couple of weeks to keep my basic supply going. I'll show you my fridge. It's a bit messy at the minute, but I'll show you. And then when I have my other delivery, my meat delivery come, I will show you what I bought. Okay, so everything that I've got here, I think it was $1.49 for the Woolly shop and it was about $11 something for the fruit and veg. Okay, I'll show you what I got. That's good. Okay, I'll move the kettle out of the way. Okay, so part of the bulk is the meat. The meat is the shop that I've done now. I've done my dry goods. You can't really do too much bulk shopping for veg unless you're going to be freezing, which I haven't done yet, which I will do, but I haven't done yet. So these are the things that I couldn't get through the butchers at a better price. So I got mixed chicken pieces. I got 3 bags of these and they are 2 kilos a bag. It was $18 through the butchers per 2 kilo bag. I got these ones for $9 a kilo for these ones. And so I bought 6 kilos worth because these ones I like to use because they're bone in. They're a mix of drumsticks, wings, and Marylands. So I can break them up for roast dinners. I can put them in stews. I can make broth with them. I can put them on the barbecue. I can hot plate them. They're very versatile and they're very, very, very cheap. So that's the other thing. They're a good volume protein and you can get them at this price. The other way you can do it is get wings, but you get more meat from the drumsticks and the Marylands. So that's why I've done them. And I'll break them up into portions. That'll give me heaps, okay? And then the other thing I bought was chicken breasts. I bought the bulk. I think these turned out to be like, I think it was like $15 a kilo when you bought them in these big bulks. I think I got just over 3 kilos of chicken breast, I think it was. So what is it? So that is, oh, hang on. Oh, $8.50 kilo. So it was even cheaper. Oh, that's pretty good. And I got 1.6 and yeah, so just over 3 kilos of chicken breast. So again, I'll dice them up, pop them in the freezer. The other little shop that I did was Aldi. So 1 banana cake from Woolies because I must have forgot that I bought a banana through Woolies because again, I don't eat too many. So we might have to have banana muffins or banana pancakes this week. So I bought 1 apple, 2 oranges, the lemons left over from last week because I didn't eat that, and grapes. I bought, I'll show you the fridge while I'm in here. I bought a bag of these grapes and they are delicious. It's a recyclable bag. I have rinsed them and just popped them back into their bag. And that's my little fridge. It is a little messy at the minute, and I bought some pork mince. I bought some pork mince the other day as well. Bunch of eggs. They're a little bit on the small side and for some recipes I have to use 2, but 1 egg for me is good. Oh, my butter's tipped over. My butter's tipped over. And I bought myself a bottle of wine. I got myself a nice bottle of Moscato to drink during the week. Yeah, so I don't love this type of fridge, but it's the fridge that I've got to work with. I love like French doors, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work. I've got it organized so I know where everything is, but at the minute it's just, I need better containers and more, look, I don't want to spend the money, but I need containers that are stackable and are all the same size because this is driving me crazy, but it's doing what it's doing, okay? So I'll do a fridge thing another day. Oh, and the thing in the cactus, that is a large serve of chilled Earl Grey, French Earl Grey tea, and it's delicious with a bit of sugar in it, just with a bit of ice in it. Yum, so good. So that's the fridge. And what else did I buy? I bought some Greek yogurt. I bought some green tea teas because I'm making some cold bombs, ice cube bombs to put in the freezer for winter. Just, you know, I've got a recipe for that, and I'll show you how I make them. But there's those, and I bought some, this is not tea bags, this is loose leaf tea for the chai. You need some tea, black tea, but leafed tea. You could always pull your tea bags apart, but it's cheaper to buy it this way. And I have tea bags. I bought some ginger because I needed some ground ginger for the chai mix. It was the one ingredient that I was missing, and the tea leaves. And I bought some extra garlic powder. I don't use garlic powder a lot, but there are some things that you should use, like garlic powder just works out better, and for the flavor as well, because I find it's always a little salty and it tastes completely different to fresh garlic. And then what have I got in here? Oh, mushrooms. I forgot to unpack the mushrooms. I've got some large head mushrooms. I have no idea what I'm going to do with these so far, but probably with some with the beef. I might make a beef and mushroom stew or something like that, but it's always a good filler. Breakfasts, blah, blah, blah. Mushrooms, universally good. Bought some beef and pork mince because I'm not a huge fan of the beef mince, and the extra lean beef mince was too expensive in my eyes. And I prefer pork mince, to be honest. So I got the combo, and it was, can't remember how much it was. It's $13 a kilo because this is a half kilo, $6.50. So I bought 4 of those because, you know, ground beef lasagnas, pastas. I even make it for like noodles. There's so many things you can do with this. Burger patties, rissoles, meatloafs, ground meat, fantastic. Had to get some more chips for the week because I finished my chips yesterday, and I needed some more lettuce, and I managed to get Cos Hearts this week, so woohoo! I'm finally gonna have some like blossom. I can have some boiled pork this week and some samjang and some kimchi, and yum, so good. So that is my mini shop. Well, it's not a mini shop money wise, but not as many items, just bulk items. And when my other delivery comes, I'll show you what that looks like as well. I forgot. I had to buy some Equal as well. Some artificial sweetener. Don't come at me. I like it. I don't like the taste of real sugar. I have to, it's this or I can't have anything sweet because sugar, I don't like it in teas and coffees. This is for the chai as well. I was in such a hurry, I forgot one of the main reasons I actually did this large haul. What are you? Oh, that's just a bit of the garlic stem must have fallen off. One of the reasons I got this delivered and didn't grab it myself, other than the large packs of meat, is because my cat's favorite, the only food that he'll actually eat, was 30% off. So I bought hella cans. So I bought 20 cans of these, and that saved me about $18. So that's almost a month's worth of cat food right there. So I won't have to buy this for ages, which means I can spend that money on something else. So these tins, even though it's like, you know, the cheapest way you can do cat food, I'm just, you know, lucky, like not even lucky. This is what he eats. I used to have him on the expensive mince for a long time, and then he just stopped eating it. And I had to go through all the brands. There's this brand, and then there's the Aldi brand that he likes, but I don't shop at Aldi very often, which I could probably start doing again. But anyway, this is the brand that he likes. These are normally like $2.70 each. They're currently $1.75. So that's a massive like price off. So that's why I bought so many of these, and it was the most expensive thing I bought, but it just means I won't have to, and they're hard for me to carry home as well. So I can only buy a limited amount when I carry these home. So I have to get delivery, and when I get delivery, I have to spend a certain amount. So cat food is the one thing that I need to get in bulk because it's heavy. That's 400 grams, 3 tins of that in your bag, it's a kilo and a bit. So I was so glad that they were on special, and then I used the $2 delivery slot to get these delivered to the house. So woohoo, saving money all over the place. Okay, that's it. That is literally the last thing. I have not forgotten anything else, I promise. So it is now 10:30. So I've bagged everything up. Now, I didn't realize when I got them, but they did let me know that they'd substituted. Now, I thought they'd substituted the weight because it was a little bit less for weight, but it was still roughly around 2 kilos each. I got nothing but drumsticks. So I've got 6 kilos of drumsticks. Now, I'm not too annoyed with that because basically I just want a chicken with the bone in. Drumsticks easy to eat. So instead of having mixed pieces, I've just got drumsticks. I can use them exactly the same way. The meat's a little bit different, but that's fine. So they're all bagged up. So I put 3 drumstick per bag. So that's a portion for me. If I want to do double because I've got someone coming over, just grab 2 portions out, you know. But 3 is enough drumsticks. Even sometimes a leftover for lunch or something like that. And I can always just strip the meat off, whatever. Versatile. And then what did I do? I chopped up all my breast meat. I've got cubed, strips, and sliced. So I cut them in a couple of different directions for the sliced. Just, you know, I want them to stay together for fajitas, but if I'm putting it in a stew, I want it to shred. So depending on which way I cut it, they'll react differently when I'm cooked. And cubed, just, you know, if I want to chuck it in a stir fry or something like that, or marinate it for an Indian curry or a butter chicken or something like that. And then I moved on to the beef and veal mince, and I just flattened that out, put that into 125 gram bags and flattened them out so that they're like sheets. So when I take them out, they defrost really quickly and they stack really nicely in the freezer. And now I've moved on to the beef mince. So what did I do with the beef mince? I mixed some garlic and some onion into the 800 gram pack. And then I divided that up into meatballs. So I've got about 20 meatballs on the cook. And then the rest of it, I divided it up into, I put some carrot in there, some Worcestershire sauce, you know, the Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, some barbecue sauce, some salt and pepper, and some extra breadcrumbs. And I made 4 mini meatloaves. And I've just double wrapped them in plastic. I haven't got the proper freezer plastic. I kind of find I want a more sustainable freezer container for those, but I have to figure that out. So they're going to go in the freezer, and I'm just cooking off my meatballs, and then I'm going to let them cool down, and then I'm going to freeze them because I've pre-cooked them, so I can just chuck them in a soup or a pre-made pasta sauce or a teriyaki sauce. Just all different sauces will basically change the flavour. Hell, I can even just put them with some tomato mash and some peas, and that's a meal. So I've pre-cooked those, and now I'm just waiting for the rest of the meat to arrive. Da, 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 da. It's progressing nicely. Okay, the truck is still outside. I've got my meat. It's finally showed up. So I've got, what is this one? This is the diced beef. This is my beef short ribs, which I'm going to make a beautiful soup out of. This is my rump. It's nice and thick. I got the thick cut as well because I like them small but thick that way because I like mine medium rare. Pork fillet. This, I'm going to make some suyuk with this one, some bossam. Just boil it or fry it off. But yeah, love pork fillet. It's so good. And if I want to, I can chop it up and cube it if I run out. This one here is cubed beef, diced beef, yep. So basically for stews and chucks and stuff. And then this is, again, some diced pork for stir fries, and I can put it in soups and stuff like that. So I've got a bunch of different textures, different protein sources. And the reason I got from here is because the prices were better than where I normally get my groceries. They deliver for really cheap because some places the prices were pretty comparable, but they charge me like $25 for delivery, which is ridiculous. And all I had to do was be home on the day. And the same people that deliver it, if I wasn't home, they'd be able, if I paid $6 extra, they'd put it in a little iced box for me, or I could put my own esky out and they would put it in the esky so it's there for when I come home. But because it's meat, I'm not leaving it outside. A, because it might get stolen, and B, it might not get stolen, but you know, if you're gonna steal something, steal some meat. I don't want it to potentially spoil. So now, because I've just done all the other portioning, this is now going to be portioned up. So I'm going to be at this for the next probably hour or two, portioning these all up. But I've been wanting to fill my freezer up for so long, and to start doing smaller shops and simplified, and like it means I basically don't ever have to really leave the house once I get my fridge and freezer, other than to go to work, and that makes me happy. Okie dokes. Okay, so I finally have bagged everything up. So I've got rump, I've got diced beef, all of those diced beef. Chuck. I've got a bunch of chuck. This is the beef short ribs. I've got Scotch pork, so basically pork steaks, but Scotch ones, so they're nice and tender. They're not chuck, that is actually diced pork. I just over labeled, so it's diced pork. That's all diced pork. And then I've got pork fillet, so I can roast those, slice them up, but I can also make boiled pork with that. Like I've got a nice suyuk recipe that works beautiful with that type of meat. So altogether, that's everything. The thing that I don't like about this is that all of the plastic. I want a sustainable, reusable situation as far as the bags go. I mean, I could use cling film, but still that's like landfill. So I'm gonna see if I can come up with a way that I can recycle these bags, maybe do like a bleach bath with them or something, because they're having meat in them. I'm a bit worried about that, but I'm gonna see if I can bleach them or wash them and make them sanitary so I can reuse them again next time. I just don't like all the plastic. I don't like the plastic, but that's it. Now I will just throw in a little picture here. Boom, that was my lunch. So while I was waiting for the meat to arrive, I did cook myself some food, and just after I'd finished having that, the food showed up. So yeah, I had my lunch at about 11 o'clock. So today has been a very productive day, and it's not even finished yet, but this is where I'm at for today. Now I just got to go and put it all the way in the freezer. Okay, so right, okay, so I did something. I wanted to go up the shops to get my bread rolls so I could put them in the freezer and have them ready to go. And while I was there, I had my pre-ready list. So I started ticking things off that list for the shop for this week. I know I just bought all that other stuff, but that's bulk buy. That's not this. I haven't made any meals for the week yet, even though I've got stuff in the freezer, but I've been, leftovers and stuff. I may have bought more stuff, and I had the afternoon specials. So I bought a few things, okay? I spent about $75 more than I was going to spend, but I got some good specials. I got my bread, and I got a few other things. So I don't think there's much more I need to buy, honestly, but this is also part of that little process of I can buy the little extra things now because I don't have to worry about getting my basics every week. So I'm going to show you what I bought, and this is a very long video, I know, because I've got one day to do all of this prep stuff, and then tomorrow's my cleaning day, and then I go back to work. So it's either today or not, I don't want to have to do look, I'm focused on one thing in a day, okay? So I'm going to show you what I got. And this was all very heavy stuff, and I carried it home by hand. And they were very heavy, the bags. Luckily, I didn't have too far to go, so it was fine. I bought all this stuff. Now, before you say, look, Doe, this is a lot of food. Yeah, I know. But this is projecting. This is to go in the freezer. This is for ready meals. This is part of the food prep process. Have everything on hand that you might possibly need so you can just prep and cook them. And see, the reason I do this is because I like to cook from a mood. I'm a mood cooker. I can't just be like, oh, this is the set meal for today. But what if I don't feel like that on the day? So I can have what I like ready. And I like all the different things. So that's why I do this. Okay, so we're going to quickly go from left to right. Okay, I got some more broccoli because I love broccoli. It's one of my favorite veggies. I needed to get some fish protein for the omegas and just, I love it. So I got some frozen raw corn. I like these big bags like this because I can just take out 5 or 6 of them and then put them into the meal that I want. These are tail on and deveined. So I can crumb them and make cutlets. I can put them in a pasta. I can just fry them off on a grill. Like the way that they are, I can use them, and there's low to no prep and there's no wastage. I'm paying basically just for weight. The only thing that I throw away is probably the tail. Or I could use that for compost, but whatever. And then I bought some squid rings. Now the squid rings, again, I can crumb it if I want to. I can use it as is in a pasta, or I can chop it up. And a lot of this kind of squid you can use in pajon, which is a Korean pancake. Delicious, the seafood ones. And then I can put some little prawns in there, so yummy. And then I bought some barramundi fillets as well for actual fish. I love the skin on, I don't care. I like it crispy and crunchy. Fish skin is delicious. Okay, and then I bought more tortillas because I eat more tortillas than I do bread rolls. and I can freeze these or I can just stick them in the pantry. They last for ages. So I've got 3 packs of 10 of those. Now these milks were on the special, marked down to 60 cents because I've got to use them by today, and 60 cents. But what I'm going to actually do is chuck them in the freezer. And then one day when I'm going to be doing a bit of baking and stuff, I'm going to use those instead. Instead of my almond milk, I'm just going to use those instead. They were part of the little specials area. And when I went over there, they were like $1.50. And when I went back, because I changed my mind and went back and had another look, they were marked down again. So I bought 2 of those. That one was also 71 cents. So I got those for really cheap. I'm running out of my Splenda, so I had to buy some of those. And I know I had the big jar of the powdered, but that is for the chai. I need cups of that. I didn't want to undo sachets, so that's what that's for. I bought some yeast because I am going to be making hot cross buns, and I'm going to try making some bread. I just run out of tomato sauce and barbecue sauce today, so I refilled those. I also like they're my sun-dried tomatoes. I like tomato relish instead sometimes of tomato sauce on burgers. That's really nice. And I bought some sun-dried tomatoes because I keep seeing some pasta recipes that have these in them, and I don't have any, so I bought some for this like pasta that I want to try. And what else did I got? I got myself some more dry shampoo just to freshen up the do in between. I got the plant-based the recyclable, more sustainable ones, but there were some there that were compostable. So next time they go on special, I might buy those ones because they break down better than a banana peel. So I might start using those, and they are freezer and microwavable safe. They're a little bit more expensive, but I think the expensive is worth it. I bought a big bag of panko crumbs because I can crumb things and I can use the panko as a bread crumb substitute. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I don't usually put bread crumbs in things, but for the few times that I do, pankos will suffice. Desiccated coconut because I want to make rice pudding, and it's also good in biscuits, and it's good in like cakes and stuff like that too. I bought some pistachios, some cranberries, and some walnuts because I can use that for baking. I can use that for salads. And what was the other thing I was going to use it for? There was something else I was going to use these for, but again, multi-use. I bought some milk chocolate. I'm not a big chocolate fan, but sometimes I do like a little bit of chocolate, and I can make mug cakes. So 1 or 2 blocks of chocolate, bit of flour, bit of egg, bit of sugar, mixed through, and maybe some berries, a little bit of cream on top. Beautiful little dessert. Stick it in the microwave for a minute or 2 and you've got cake. Now these are my specials that I picked up. These weren't there the first time I walked past. I went back to get the pasta salad, and there was something else I went back for. I can't remember. But anyway, these gluten-free pizza bases, I'm sure they taste fine because gluten-free but pizza bases often taste pretty much the same, or they get that thin and crispy flavor. These were marked down to $1. There were 5 there, so I grabbed. So $5 for the bases. These are normally $5 each. So that was quite the savings. And then I got all these green beans down. They were really cheap too. I got 1, 2, 3 bags of those. So what I'm actually going to do is just blanch them. Actually, 4 bags. 3 bags? 4 bags. Blanch them and then freeze them in a couple of bags. I got these little guys as well, some little carrots and broccoli. They were down to 46 cents each. I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to blanch them and freeze them, and then I'll just have some frozen veggies. Quick individual ones. And then I saw these on the shelf. They were supposed to be $2.50, but my best friend absolutely loves these, but I thought I'd try these garlic and rosemary ones just for like a little snacky, crunchy treat. If they taste good, great. If not, oh well. Little pasta salad, which I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I might have like a bread roll or something like that, and that'll just be my side. And now, you know what? I've just bought all this meat today, and I have been craving salad sandwiches. I know, it's crazy. Mushrooms, there were about 4 tubs of these, and they were $3.50 each. No, they were $2 something each, and there's about 4 of them there, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I wasn't sure how much they were. I went back, and they're normally $3.50, and then this was the last one. I was going to buy a whole bunch of them to make a big pot of cream of mushroom soup, but there was only 1 punnet left, so I am going to make pasta with this, with some chicken and mushroom pasta. These rice brands, Now, I mean, oil's oil, right? Some of them have higher smoke points. These were $1.75 each. I bought 2 of them because when you cook, you do go through quite a bit of oil. And I'm like, for $1.75, you can't really get oil that's, you know, that cheap. So I bought 2 of those. Now, my bread rolls was the actual whole reason that I went up there. So I buy these. These are the ones that they make at the deli. They're fresh today. Now, I know in the past, when I was younger, I used to hate mum buying these because she'd put them in the freezer and they'd be all one big block and you'd have to defrost and blah, blah, blah. But I figured out, if I just pull them apart like this, I can actually open the bag later on, just go in and yoink one out, and I can get them out one by one. I do that to all of them, and then I just defrost them as I need them. Now, the reason I do that is because if I have these defrosted, I will literally just put butter on them and eat them as is, or I'll put peanut butter on them and eat them. If they're frozen, it's like more of a hassle, so I kind of leave them alone unless I want it for dinner or something. So I've got 4 bags of those, 2 multigrain and 2 brown. So they're going to go in my freezer. These will last me weeks because I go probably through maybe 4 a week. And so that's going to last me, what, 4, and another 4. So a month's worth of bread rolls right there. And then I've got my tortillas. So my stock is happening. It's a big expenditure to start with, but then it starts to pay off, you know, over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to get all that back because I won't be spending nearly as much. So these look like big hauls, but you got to, I've done this a couple of times when I've moved or moved out and I've just tried to save money. I've got to spend it to save it. So yeah, so this should be the finale of my grocery haul this week. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you do. What are your tips and tricks for, you know, budgeting and saving? And if you want, what I might do in the future, if you want to send me some of your like budget busting recipes, I'll see if I can make them. Okay, bye.